Good afternoon, everyone. It's Laura with Laughing Divas coming to you. Maybe looking a little the worse for wear, but that's because we have evacuated the Palisades fire. One of two very huge fires burning. Ours is, at this point, just a little over 24 hours old and 11,000 acres. My neighborhood was mandatory evacuated last night, but I just wanted to share with you how intuition can play a role in our daily lives. So these last couple years, I haven't had a vehicle. I haven't needed one. And these past couple of months, my intuition has been constantly pushing me in my daily meditations to investigate cars, compare them, look at them, and then really pushing me to get one as of about a week and a half ago. And I heard myself saying to someone, oh, in case we need to evacuate, it's really important to have a car. And then I thought, what an odd thing to say. I've never said anything like that before. It's not how I usually think. And I was doing some intuitive work yesterday and saw that there was a little brush fire nearby, and it was 10 acres. And I heard some sirens, and I saw the wind on my patio, the effects of wind on my patio, and I stepped outside at about 11:15 in the morning and looked up and saw this massive fire. It had grown to about 200 acres in 20 minutes, and it was coming down the hillside at Pacific Palisades and just eating homes. I could see it, and my intuition said, go now. Normally, I don't even usually pack the car. I might pack a bag. I might sit there and try to decide, maybe put a few things in the car, but not really pack. And I've certainly never evacuated, but this time my intuition was clear. So I got us packed up. I put the photo albums and such in the freezer and the refrigerator because I just couldn't carry everything. I have long COVID, and I can't move very fast or easily, and I get really exhausted very quickly, and I have a very foggy brain from that. So, but my intuition can cut through all of that, and it said, put the albums in there. You can't carry them. So got stuff into the car, got my German Shepherd loaded up, and we hit the road. As I was driving away, I saw some of the air tankers over my street. Pacific Palisades was being evacuated, and I could see the firefighters, and I thought, I don't need to wait until the power is cut and the internet is gone and everything is terrifying. And other people saw me packing, and they're like, well, we don't have an order yet. Santa Monica never gets evacuated. We won't have to leave. And it's true. We usually don't have to. But I said, no, this time it's different. This time it's different. My intuition kept saying, this time it's different. This time you go. And so the traffic was a little bad for a while, and I drove down south and made a safe landing at my cousin's house. And sure enough, within a few hours, there was a mandatory evacuation, a lawful evacuation, a mandate to leave, immediate threat of life for my street, my neighborhood. I had called a few people that I knew were going to need a little bit more time. Again, that was intuition. And I said, look, I know you're not getting that alert on your phone. I want you to consider packing up. A friend of mine whose wife has Alzheimer's, and I knew they would need to move slowly and carefully. And it took him hours, but he got packed up and he got out of there just 2 hours before the order. And that's the thing, is with evacuation, it's really hard to explain if you haven't been in it. A lot of times it is appropriate to sit there and weigh it and judge it. This time was different. This time with intuition, I was able to make that choice and be able to do it in a way. It was still stressful. Of course it's going to be stressful, but to get out of the area with the least amount of drama and the least amount of chaos and the least amount of pain. And that's quite a lot, because as it is, I'm pretty numb and shaken and a little weepy. The building, my apartment building, everyone got out. It's a 90-unit building, so that's no small feat. Everyone got out, and it is closed, it is locked, it is unavailable for access. The fire is at 11,000 acres right now, which is gigantic. If you don't have perspective on that, I'll just say that last month in Malibu it was 4,000 acres, and normally in residential areas that try to keep it to 5 acres or something like that. This is a highly residential area. It's tough terrain. The mountains of the canyons and the no real place to go. So I'm just so grateful for the firefighters, for those who are fighting as people who have been convicted of crimes, fighting so hard for us. I so appreciate that, for the men and the women and the pilots and those who are coordinating and supporting. Thank you so much. You are doing impossible things. I'm so grateful. In Palisades, we've lost 1,000 houses already, but miraculously, no life. They eaten fire. 2 people have died. So I'm just sending prayers and love and gratitude to the firefighters, and just to encourage you to heed your intuition, no matter how ridiculous. So here's another side of that. Like, aside from getting the car, having the car, evacuating, I had the intuition last week to put my travel dog bed into the car, but it was a little bulky and a little awkward, and I was like, no, I don't really need to do that. That's a little over the top. What's the one thing I forgot? The travel dog bed. I forgot the dog bed completely. So there's never a time that listening to your intuition is a waste, even if it takes weeks or months for it to show why it matters. Listening to your intuition really makes a difference. So when are we going to get to be able to go back? Well, I hope in a few days, and I hope there's something to go back to. For a lot of people, there won't be. So that's the other reality of using our intuition, is we don't know what's going to happen, and we have to do one step at a time. So relying on our intuition, especially when you're overwhelmed. I've been through a lot of fires, but I've never had to be in it like this. And so I don't have any experience to draw on. And even if I did, every experience is different. You know what I wish I would have done is put my evacuation packing list on the refrigerator, because I had totally forgotten. It didn't even occur to me that it was in my phone and ready to use. So I also, am happy that I didn't let other people's opinions or what other people are saying, or this sort of Hollywood drama of like, oh, you can only evacuate at the very last minute. When my intuition speaks to me, I heed it, no matter what other people are doing, no matter how strange it might look, or what other people might think if they think I'm being overly dramatic. I know everyone I know in Santa Monica, not everyone, at least 2/3 of the people I know in Santa Monica right now have evacuated. The air quality is terrible, and there's not really a way to go around town. The schools are closed. There's nothing happening, and being on the road is, making things harder for the first responders. You can't go outside. The air quality is too bad. So yeah, just not a real reason to be there. But the other thing about intuition is I don't get this whole explanation of why it's a good idea or anything. It's just this clear, go now, do this, get this car, research this, get this ready. So I really want to encourage you to listen to your intuition. That's what I do for people, is I help them hear better. Yes, I can give you some access to some of my e-courses on strengthening your own intuition so that you can hear head office better. But one of the things with the Palisades fire that you can definitely see is it's a great demonstration of, months and months of trusting and heeding and doing the next thing for it to pay off. And so I'd love to work with you. Despite all of this, I am still taking on clients, and you can check that out at laughingdivas.com. You can contact me, and I would love to be able to work with you, and you alone or you and your business. I work with people for a month at a time or in single day sessions. Single day sessions might be delayed at this point because we don't have a Santa Monica to do those in, but happy to work with you, and definitely very, very clear that there is nothing more powerful than intuition and heeding it in a timely way. I'm sending you so much love, everyone. This is Laura from Laughing Divas. Please check out laughingdivas.com or give us a follow here. Follow us, like us. It's one of the easiest ways to support this work that we do. And stay safe, everyone. Stay safe. And if you would like to pray for people, pray for the firefighters who are doing impossible things with too little resources. Thanks, everyone. Take good care. Much love.